Coverage of day 2 of the 2021 FIFA Arab Cup continues in Qatar. Hello and a very warm welcome to the magnificent Al Tumama Stadium in Doha, Qatar. And although this is one of the cooler times of the year, air condition keeps everything and everybody a lot cooler and comfortable inside the arena. We're getting ready for action from Group D and a game between Egypt and Lebanon in the 10th edition of the Arab Cup, but the first under the jurisdiction of FIFA. FIFA taking on an all-Arab competition for the very first time, and this tournament being used as a prelude for the World Cup Qatar, which will start in under 12 months' time. And a good atmosphere building up here in Doha. 6 of the 8 arenas that are being used for the World Cup next year are in use here. We've already seen some good action at this Arab Cup, including a win for Algeria earlier today. They beat Sudan by 4-0 in this group. So an excellent start for Algeria, who are seen as one of the favourites to win the title, along with Morocco. Egypt, of course, traditionally very strong and the dominant African nation down the years. Hosts Qatar themselves got off to a victory yesterday. Here's confirmation of the 4 teams in this Group D. Interesting to see how Lebanon can cope against Egypt, but it's not a full-strength Egypt squad, so it might open up a window of opportunity for Lebanon to cause a surprise. This competition whetting the appetite, not just for the football we'll see over the next 3 weeks. The final to come in late December at the Al Bayt Stadium in Al Khor, where Qatar, the hosts, began their tournament yesterday. Huge roar from the Egyptian fans as they see their flag unfurled down on the pitch. Lebanese fans here too, all leading up to an excellent atmosphere ahead of this match. Lebanon had to qualify to become one of 16 teams in the finals themselves. The qualifying games, 7 of them, were all played here in Qatar in June. Lebanon came through in a one-off game against Djibouti, winning that by 1-0. Egypt didn't have to qualify for the competition due to their ranking.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us now welcome the teams of Egypt and Lebanon.
Teams will be led out by our officials. German referee for this one, Daniel Siebert. It's day 2 of the 2021 FIFA Arab Cup, and Group D action will shortly be underway for Egypt and Lebanon here at the Al Tumama Stadium in Doha, Qatar. Teams now lined up in readiness for the national anthems.
Please rise if you are able for the national anthem of Egypt.
السيدات والسادة، يرجى الوقوف للنشيد الوطني لمصر.
National pride very much on view here today in Doha as Egypt and Lebanon get ready to meet one another in their first games in Group D. Egypt without their star players, based with European clubs, and also those who play for Al Masry and Pyramids, who are involved in the playoffs of the African Confederations Cup. Amro Al-Soliya captains the team. And keep an eye out for number 9, Mohamed Sharif, top scorer in the Egyptian Premier League last season. 4 goals in 8 senior international appearances. Could be a real threat to the Lebanon defence today. 4-2-3-1, the Egyptian formation. Noor Mansour El Sulia, the respective captains. Daniel Siebert flanked by fellow Germans. 4th official, Andres Matonte Cabrera of Uruguay. Lebanon's last game was a 1-0 defeat at home to the United Arab Emirates in a World Cup qualifying match. They will rely a lot on the leadership of this man, Noor Mansour. Two brothers in the team, Robert and George Melki, who have experience of playing in Europe, in Sweden. One still does. The most experienced player in the squad is Mohamed Haidar. And the man who got the goal against Djibouti that got Lebanon to these finals, Hilal El Helway, will lead the attack. And like Egypt, Lebanon will line up in a 4-2-3-1 formation. 7 of their 12 substitutes yet to be kept at senior international level. Carlos Queiroz, 68-year-old, born in Mozambique, in his 6th national job as a head coach. Ivan Hashek, Czech Republic head coach of Lebanon. Last July, he signed a 1-year contract to take charge of the Cedars, as the Lebanon national team is known. Egypt have lost only one of their last 21 matches, but don't be fooled by that. They're missing their star players, no Mo Salah, Mohamed El Neni, and others. It's Lebanon's 8th appearance in the Arab Cup, and only Kuwait have played more games than them in the tournament. Countdown to kick-off is almost upon us. So away we go then. Lebanon in the all-white strip. Attack the goal away to our right-hand side. Immediately Egypt have got an injury just outside the centre circle. Play was continuing for a few moments. And there's some concern here. It's the captain, Amir El Soulia. Carlos Queiroz looking on rather pensively there. The very opening seconds of the match, the Egyptian captain went down and looks in some pain there. Immediately these teammates gathered around him. Yeah, just rolls his left ankle, I think, there. Squeal of pain immediately from El Soulia. Hopefully he's not damaged some ligaments there. Better sign that he's on his feet again. Trying to break into a trot, and Egyptian supporters and indeed the coach feeling a little better now, because El Soulia looks as though he's going to return shortly, but at the moment Egypt play without him. One of the key tasks for Lebanon in this tournament is to protect the ball a little better than they have done in recent matches. Egypt will expect to dominate the ball. And it's important when the team in white do get it that they're accurate in their passing. It's a long one played forward, and Lebanon will keep it in. Good work by Abbas Assi. Certainly be keeping an eye on the two Melki brothers, George, who will play in midfield for Lebanon, and Robert at the back. Not too many Lebanese players play outside of Middle East football, but the Melki brothers have both played in Sweden. George is still involved and attached to a Swedish club, Eskilstuna. Another injury now, just halting the early flow of the match. Attention required here for Kassem El Zain. Number 18 for Lebanon, plays his club football in Kuwait. Egypt and Algeria will be heavy favourites to emerge from Group D to the knockout stages. Good start for Algeria already with a 4-0 win over Sudan earlier today. Stoppages for those two injuries has not really allowed the game to settle yet. Wonderful opportunity for players who ordinarily wouldn't be in the full Egypt squad. Carlos Queiroz says anyone who impresses has a very good chance of certainly putting themselves in the frame for the squad for the African Cup of Nations in January. Five of Egypt's 12 substitutes today without a senior cap. And as I touched on, 7 of the 12 replacements for Lebanon yet to play for the senior international team. Egypt captain Souria moving freely now. Egypt attacking the goal behind which are their most noisiest travelling support. And certainly in good voice in the hour or so up to kick-off. Referee doesn't like the challenge. Penalising Hamdi Fati. Such a wealth of experience for Carlos Queiroz. His previous job was head coach of Colombia. Queiroz only took over at Egypt this year. As we expected, Egypt seeing more of the ball early on. Neither goal threatened as yet in the opening 7 minutes. Here's Hegazi, who at one stage wasn't going to be involved in the Egypt squad. But as he's not based in Europe, he did make the frame eventually. He's attached to the Al Ittihad club in Saudi Arabia. You will see that from Egypt from time to time. They like to play through the thirds. They're a possession-based team under Queiroz, but from time to time they'll just mix it up, keep Lebanon guessing and try that long ball over the top on occasions. This is Fatou. Did well to get his cross in there. It's stabbed behind for the game's opening corner. Harmlessly behind for a Lebanon goal kick. evidence of the free movement now for the captain. Amro Al-Sulia. Header forward by George Melki. Thumped into the Lebanon half by Hegazi. Here's Sharif. Trying to bundle his way into a shooting position, but fouling as he did so. Eager to get into the game, Mohamed Sharif plays for the Al Ali club. Got 20 goals in 31 league appearances last season for his club. He was top scorer in the Egyptian Premier League, number 9, Sharif. Also the top scorer at last season's African Champions League. Got a goal in the final. And his Al Ali club beat the Kaiser Chiefs 3-0 in that showpiece. And Egypt with that dominant possession. But no real sight of the Lebanon goal as yet. George Melki just making sure all is in order with the long hair that he sports. El-Sulia almost tapped for a little bit of pace there, but eventually there's possession here for Tawfiq. Egypt make their way forward. There's no telling cross to trouble that Lebanon defence. Here's Hegazi. Every one of the Egypt squad at this tournament play their club football in their native country. Only Hegazi's outside as action required for Mustafa Mata. This very nearly worked for Egypt. Watch the little touch from close range from Sharif. Is he offside? Flag stayed down from the assistant. Ghosted in behind Robert Melki. Sharif just couldn't keep the volley down. Mata still had to deal with it. Goalkeeper couldn't be sure if it was dropping underneath the crossbar. Goalkeeper injured himself in conceding the corner to Egypt. Ghosting run on the blind side of the defender, Robert Melki, who was rather guilty of ball watching the number 12 for Lebanon. He's already got evidence of the smart movement of Sharif. We know he's quick. But that was all about positioning and awareness from Sharif. Nearly brought Egypt the opening goal in this Group D match. As it is, they have a corner. And Mohamed Afsha to take it. Afsha delivers. Plenty in there for Egypt. And Sharif was on the premises again. Just unable to keep the header down. Fine cross from Afsha. No, queuing up in red shirts there for Egypt. well have come off George Melky in the end. Hard to see, really. Lebanon got the benefit of whatever doubt there might have been of the goal kick. And they're warming to the task now, Egypt. Both these nations last in action a fortnight ago. Egypt won their World Cup qualifier 2-1 against Gabon. They have qualified Egypt for the third round on the road to Qatar 2022. Lebanon trying to threaten for the first time. They are getting bodies forward on the few occasions they've been within 20-25 metres of that Egyptian goal. Hegazi. Tawfiq. El Sulia. Sulia seeing plenty of the ball early on, very neat and tidy at the heart of the Egyptian midfield, the captain. Cross looks for Sharif. Lebanon deal with it well. Just get the feeling from the noise when Lebanon get the ball that a lot of the local population are on their side as the perceived underdogs in this match. Well, Salia just arguing the merits of German referee Daniel Siebert's latest decision, which will be a free kick for Lebanon. Got to make the most, I think, of their set pieces today, Lebanon. Don't do much with that one. Well, they're going to have their best opportunities to hurt Egypt, I would have thought, from not being too disrespectful this early in the game to Lebanon. But they don't bring very good form into this tournament. They've lost 3 of the last 5 games, winning just 1 of the last 6, and they've failed to score in 4 of the last 6. Fatou. Trying to roll it into the path of Sharif. The final touch came off the striker. The referee afforded himself an excellent view of that. Goal kick to Lebanon. A lot of quality for Kirosh down the left side of their attack, where Sharif likes to operate from this near flank. Marwan Hamdi operates essentially in the central striking role for Egypt. It's a talented front line, though, even though they are missing the likes of Salah and others. Free kick goes to Lebanon. Little blow to the head for Abbas Assi, but he'll be okay. Ball out from the back. Rare touch here for the Egyptian goalkeeper, Mohamed El Shenawi. Another of the Al Ali contingent in this, I won't call it a makeshift squad, but to some extent it is. And a lot of the more familiar names missing. But 18 of the 23 have played at senior international level, so there's quality. And they firmly expect to travel deep into this competition. Lovely reception of the ball there. Sharif complaining that he didn't get the pass from Mustafa Fati. His first touch was a delight there. Space opening up for Sharif. Tawfiq. Still Tawfiq. Chokes on the shot. Good adventure though from the right back. Akram Tawfiq. Fatou. Plenty of time here for Ahmed Hegazi. Tawfiq. Movement's been good in the opening quarter of this match from Egypt. Passing generally has been accurate. Lebanon's game plan, I think, is to stay in this game for as long as they can, frustrate Egypt, concede possession at times, but make sure their shape is good, concentration levels high. Hegazi thinks about the cross and decides on the short pass. Away by Robert Melki. Immediately he cleared that. Melki was trying to push that back line up a little bit. Sharif wins another corner. Lebanon finding it difficult to pick out Sharif at times in this first half. Clearly an outlet. Didn't quite get the touch he wanted there initially. Allowed Robert Melki to come in to concede this corner. Flag staying down here for the moment. An awkward header and Lebanon should be able to clear. Useful ball in, and a header straight down the throat of goalkeeper Mataar. Sherif again, though, finding space inside that Lebanon penalty area. And he put it in just about the only place where the goalkeeper's going to make a comfortable save. In the corner to the right of Mataar here, and he may well score, Sherif. Worrying moments, though, for Lebanon, the amount of space they afforded him. Free kick against Abbas Assi. The referee just having a word with Assi. Egypt are attacking Assi, the right back, and the right-sided centre-back, Robert Melki. So those two are having most to deal with, in the presence in particular of Sherif down this side. Fatou still able to keep that one alive. Sherif. Hamdi. Sherif making his way into the Lebanon penalty area. Others too. They've got an overload, but captain goes for the shot. And just as well, Mustafa Mataar held on there. Wasn't the strongest shot from Ammar El Soulia. The clean hands were important. Egypt have had 7 attempts at the Lebanon goal. 4 of them have been on target. Nothing to threaten the Egyptian goal up to now. Hegazi. Ball stayed in. It will be a corner. That was a tremendous effort from Mustafa Fati. Looked as though that long searching ball from Hegazi was going to travel out for a harmless goal kick, but no lost causes there for Fati. Egyptian fans becoming expectant that the first goal for their team might not be far away here. Change of emphasis in terms of the routine from the corner in by El Soulia. Afshar. Ricochet kind to Mustafa Mataar in the Lebanon goal. Terrific work there by Tawfiq. Move forward serenely again here, Egypt. Pressure mounting on Lebanon. El Soulia, Afshar, trying to make room for the shot. Still finding spaces here, Egypt. Afshar. Would you believe it? It's actually gone out for a Lebanon throw. That's how much of a miscue that was from Mohamed Afshar. Egypt players rather getting in one another's way there. Didn't help. Bilal Al-Elway having a word with the coach, Ivan Hashek, as to how they might try and stem this Egyptian pressure, because we're seeing very little of Al-Helway himself or Mohamed Haidar, two key players for them. Not being allowed Lebanon any meaningful possession in this first half. I like the look of the Egypt performance in this first half, the balance of the team. Everybody confident on the ball. From Lebanon's point of view, with almost half an hour gone, they'll be very satisfied with the current scoreline. No way forward this time for Tawfiq. Always a welcome addition to any sporting arena. The Egypt fans so passionate about this game that we love so much. Always travel well. Fatou. Sharif wanting the pass, doesn't quite get through to him. Asi doing well. Here's Fatih. Hegazi. Mahmoud Hamdi, two Hamdis in the Egypt starting 11 today, the other the striker Marwan. Here's Tawfiq. Or rather, Fatih, who got on the ball briefly there and he was fouled. It was actually Tawfiq, I was right the first time. Been more like a right winger than a right back in this first half. Akram Tawfiq. Decent position here now for Egypt, about 25 metres out. An angle that would encourage a left-footed striker goal. Certainly Fatih can provide that, the number 8. You'd need something special, though, from this range. They might just decide to clip this into the penalty area. Afsha and Fatih have decided which route they're going to take. One final clarification. Hashek. Getting very animated there. He's not happy with how Lebanon is shaping up to defend this free kick. It is clipped in there. Turned away and off the line. Well, there was an offside anyway, but take nothing away from George Melki, who headed off the goal line. Well, let's see. Yeah, I think it might have been given for Hegazi, the offside. And amidst that melee, there was a heavy collision. And two players, as you can see, flat out. Wouldn't have counted for Hegazi. Follow-up header was from Mahmoud Hamdi. And George Melky did very well to clear it off the line, but it wouldn't have counted anyway. Ghazi was flagged offside eventually. Brave header nonetheless from Mahmoud Hamdi. But if Lebanon can get to half-time on terms, that will be seen as a very good job accomplished. Some of their players, I would venture to say, have had no more than 2 or 3 touches in 34 minutes. I think Carlos Queiroz will be very pleased with the performance. The one downside, I suspect, for him and his players will be that they've not scored yet. A little bit of concern amongst the Egypt supporters for the injury that they have at this moment in time. As you can see, the stretcher called for, so this is going to amount to a change for Egypt. 10 minutes short of half-time. I mentioned all the inexperience on both substitutes benches in this Group D match. Both Queiroz and his opposite number, Ivan Hashek, taking the opportunity to call up untried players. A wonderful opportunity for some youngsters to impress. Queiroz, one of a number of European coaches that are applying their trade now in the Middle East, bringing their different approach and philosophies about the game. Can only serve this region well in terms of its development. Mohamed Lashin is the player who's warming up to come on for Egypt. At least the stretcher wasn't required in the end for Hamdi Fati. I think they're making a gesture there to say we won't need to substitute him. We think he's going to be able to return. I think that I'll just hold fire a little bit on that. There have been mixed signals coming from one of the physios there for Egypt. But certainly Lashin was ready, and there he is. So a disappointing start to his personal tournament for Hamdi Fati. Lashin is a straight midfield replacement for him once Egypt can get him on. At the moment they're playing with 10. And now they will get up to a full complement. Mohamed Lashin will come on for his second senior international cap. A little bit of a surprise that Egypt didn't take their opportunity to get him on, but they surely will now. Plays for the Tala Ea El Gaish club. Lashin.
Number 17.
even though there's a rather odd look in terms of the makeup of the Egypt squad, with the European-based stars not called up for this 2021 FIFA Arab Cup. And those who play for Al Masry and Pyramids, they're involved in playoffs for African Confederations Cup. There's a real good understanding. And they swarm forward in numbers, really inject pace into their attacks. Appears that they're just going to play the build-ups in a rather slow fashion, then they suddenly click into gear, Egypt, and the movement off the ball is troubling Lebanon. And just to pick up on the understanding that Kirosh has got in terms of his player personnel, almost half the squad are made up from 2 clubs, 7 from Al Ahly, 4 from Zamalek. It's been a very one-sided first half. (67% possession for Egypt. It actually feels like more. Nice, precise build-up again. Here's Sharif. Header's good, but not the direction to trouble Mata. Good offer though this from Mustafa Fati. Getting in front of his marker, Qassem El Zain, and tracked him in from that left-back position. Fatou. Plenty of time here for Tawfiq. This game is just bypassing the Lebanon midfield. In between the 4 of them, effectively in there, in the white shirts for Lebanon. Probably haven't had 20 touches, but he has a touch that almost, and should really have had Egypt in front. The danger man, Mohamed Sharif. But he has to score. What a great cushioned header into his path from Afsha. And he didn't have to stretch for the header here, Sharif. Look, it's perfectly for him. Just don't think he puts his forehead enough through the ball. And he knows what a glorious opportunity that was. Three minutes for Lebanon to see it through to half-time. Afsha. Lashin. With the space and time here for Hegazi. El-Saleh. Harmlessly out. And Lebanon will certainly take their time over the goal kick. Lebanon players are so afraid to press high. They're conceding that possession to Egypt in and around the halfway line. Hashek's team don't want to be caught with too many players ahead of the ball. In a very low block from them defensively. Almost been a back 6 at times. But they're level with Egypt. They're being outclassed so far. Nothing to show by way of a goal or two for the Egyptians. Lovely dummy there from Fatou. Just dummied as if he was going to take a touch to left back and fooled the opponent. I was about to name the opponent there because it would be for the first time in this game to merely serve to underline how many of the Lebanon players have just not been anywhere near possession of the ball. It was Rabi Ataya, the number 20. Afsha. There will be a fair amount of stoppage time, I would have thought. Had 2 or 3 lengthy periods in which players have been treated for knocks. That's better from Lebanon. Can they forge any kind of attack here? Oh, they're high up the pitch, and they've not said that very often. There's a minimum of 6 extra minutes. Pass meant for Assi, rather wayward. Mohamed Haidar, most experienced player in the Lebanon side, their number 10, just can't get into the game. Interesting to be a fly on the wall of Ivan Hashek's Lebanon dressing room at half-time, and what might be coming back from the players about what they can do about this, but he seemed powerless to stop the forward momentum of Egypt, and now Sharif might be in here. And it's a very good challenge. Well, it had to be. Noor Mansour, the captain, coming across here, had to time it, make sure that he got to the ball before he met Sharif here. Works out very well for the Lebanon captain. Sharif wanted a corner. Goal kick was the decision. I think that's where Lebanon need to do better. Just an aimless ball out from the back gives cheap possession to Egypt. Got to be more careful with their passing. Assistant referee is waving frantically. He didn't like the challenge. I don't think the referee is in any disagreement to his assistant, and it's a yellow card for Akram Tawfiq. Challenge on Maher Sabra. More to do with the follow-through. Certainly the contact didn't make from Tawfiq into the head of Sabra. He was clutching his head, he caught him high in the chest, and that's a late first half yellow card for Tawfiq. First booking of the game. Lebanon fans not seen their side attack very much, but something to admire about their defending at times. Just going to be adding to the minimum of 6 minutes who were added on by the 4th official a few moments ago. Sabra just trying to gather himself. It's absolute joy to be in this Al Tumama Stadium, one of 6 being used for this tournament. For many visitors, the first sighting of this arena comes from above as the flights descend into Hamad International Airport. And so many football fans will be here in considerable numbers in just under a year's time for the World Cup Qatar 2022. This tournament being used as a prelude for the big one. It's the 10th edition of the Arab Cup, the first under the organisation of FIFA.
Yellow card, number 14, Egypt.
Pan-Arab competition, of course. We've got several nations from Africa, including, of course, Egypt themselves. Mauritania are here, Sudan, Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia. Free kick, Egypt. Rolling ball, that won't be allowed. It's a soft one to give away. George Melky invites pressure very late on in this first half. Well, they will practice and practice some more over set-piece situations like this under Carlos Queiroz. Let's see if Egypt can get some reward from the Afsha delivery. Mahmoud Hamdi is calling for it at the moment. He's in a little bit of space, the deepest of the red shirts. Free kick was shallow. And right up Lebanon Street. So too is that decision to goal kick. And the referee says that is enough for the first half here at the Al Tumama Stadium in Group D of the 10th edition of the Arab Cup. Been very one-sided. 11 attempts, 5 on target for Egypt, nothing at all from Lebanon. But at the break in Doha, it's Egypt 0, Lebanon 0. Well, that's how the first half shaped up. Egypt with plenty of the ball. Look at that for the attempts, as I mentioned. A lot of zeros in that right-hand column. Lebanon finding it very difficult just to get personnel on the ball and direct any traffic towards that Egypt goal.
دفاعية، وهذه نقطة قوة منتخب لبنان. من الناحية البدنية، هل يتمكن منتخب لبنان من الصمود أكثر أو اللعب ربما المرتدات التي قد تأتي بنتيجة إيجابية بعد 45 دقيقة جيدة؟
ما في شك انه الفريق يعني عم يلعب بشكل دفاعي كثير، ولكن يعني انا برايي زدناها شوي صغيره. كنا لازم نوعا ما نشتغل اكثر على الهجمه المرتده. بطبيعه الحال عم تلعب ضد فريق كثير قوي الفريق المصري، وحاولنا قد ما فينا نشتغل على الثغرات، ولكن يعني ما قدرنا تفوقنا. بعتقد انا الوقت كفيل انه نحن نقدر ثاني شوط نستغل الفراغات اللي ممكن يتركها الفريق المصري، ولكن كمان بنعول على العامل البدني. نحن خوفانين من الوضع البدني خاصه اخر ربع ساعه، ولكن ان شاء الله البدلاء بيكونوا عندهم الامكانيه انه يقدروا يغيروا النتيجه ان شاء الله بثاني شوط.
هناك تغييرات في الشوط الثاني ربما للعب اكثر على المستوى الهجومي؟
بطبيعه الحال يعني بمجرد في عندك 5 لاعبين ممكن انت تغيرهم، لازم نوعا ما يعطيك دفع هجومي ان شاء الله، وخاصه اخر 20 دقيقه. شكرا لك.
Okay. The action underway in Qatar for Egypt and Lebanon in Group D. Let's have a look back at the highlights of the first half, dominated by the team in red and black. An early chance for Mohammed Sharif. Just unable to get enough power on the volley. He was always at full stretch there. Still needed a save from Mustafa Mata in that Lebanon goal. But it was wave after wave of attacks from Egypt. Lebanon working really hard. And Sharif with another good sight of the Lebanese goal. Just unable to keep the header down. But Afsha, number 22, and Sharif have been a real handful down the left-hand side of the Egypt attack. They went more down the middle on that occasion. Sharif disappointed. He wasn't used by Mustafa Fati. Comfortable save for Mata. Egypt came again. Afsha has delivered some excellent crosses. There was another. And once again, Sharif was the target of Afsha's cross. It's straight down the throat of a grateful Mustafa Mata, and it remained 0-0. But the right side of the Lebanon defence has been given a stern examination in this first half. Been a lot to admire about Egypt going forward. Amir El Solia with their latest shot, the captain. But again, he doesn't have to barely move to make a fairly routine save, Mata. Lebanon were desperate for the half-time whistle at this stage, and that was Egypt's best chance of the first half. Ham Asha putting it perfectly into the path of Sharif, and he really should score. Half-time in Group D, Egypt 0, Lebanon 0. Thank you. a lot of their star players, the players based with European clubs and those with Al Masry and Pyramids, who are involved in playoffs for African Confederations Cup competition. And Egypt, as you can see, are going to make another substitution. They were enforced to make one during the first half, and they're bringing on Ahmed Refat to replace Mustafa Fati. Hamdi Fati had to go off during the first half and was replaced by Mohamed Lashin. Lebanon has sent out the same 11 that they began with. And it's pretty much been 10 players behind the ball for the team in white so far in this match. They've not had a single attempt at goal. Egypt, on the other hand, have had 11 attempts, 5 of them on target. And Carlos Queiroz must believe that sooner or later they are going to break through Lebanon's stubbornness. They have defended quite well at times, but they have also, Lebanon, in my view, given the ball away very cheaply. Let's see what they do with this little bit of possession. See, it doesn't stick for very long. It is an attack-minded Egypt approach, and they started the second half really well here. And it's a familiar theme when they get into shooting positions. A lot of the shots are going straight at Mustafa Mata in that Lebanon goal. The latest one here from Mohamed Afsha. And goalkeeper sees this one comfortably. Generally speaking, teams around this region don't often adopt a high press in their styles. They tend to build up slowly. But I think we're starting to see, I touched upon it earlier, with European coaches and the different styles and approaches and philosophy. And in Carlos Queiroz, I think we're looking at a coach who's not afraid to play 2, maybe even 3 strikers, a couple of attacking midfielders, maybe just 1 defensive midfielder. Like to get the fullbacks forward as attacking players as well, and we're seeing that from this Egypt side today, with the feeling that it may lead to more goals. Well, that's not working for Egypt at the moment, but there's plenty of time to change all that. Well, they put 4 passes together there, Lebanon. Didn't take them anywhere, but they do have a throw. Just look for signs of what Coach Hashek has asked his players to do any differently. Holding onto the ball is a given, of course, if they possibly can. And let's not pass by the fact that Egypt do press very well out of possession. Don't make it easy for any of the Lebanese players to settle on the ball. Now, can Lebanon build here? Referee with a keen eye on matters. Free kick for Lebanon. Small steps, maybe. With a little bit of positivity. The Lebanon supporters inside the Al Tamama Stadium, getting excited that their team might be about to produce their first attempt at the Egypt goal. Seven, now make it 6. Lebanon white shirts in and around that, just on the edge of that Egypt penalty area. Too far out, surely, for a shot. Oh dear. was a height of ambition. That was all of 35 metres, maybe a touch more. Wrong choice. Okay, if it hits the top corner of the net, then we're all delighting in a worldie. But just frankly, you didn't think that was going to happen. Get the ball into the Egypt box, try and win the first header and pick up the seconds. I think that would have been the better way to go for Lebanon. Well, they've got another free kick. This is a little deeper. And certainly won't be a shot from here. But they can gather players in challenging advanced positions. Goalkeeper comes, commits, and takes all the pressure off his defenders, Al-Shanawi. Robert Melky working that out wide to Ataya. Space for the cross, much better from Lebanon. Just might have been a message from coach Hashek. Believe in yourselves, you're better on the ball than you've shown in the first half. Certainly some positive signs. Tawfiq. Nice cushioned header from Tawfiq. Hegazi. Tawfiq, good-looking pass to the captain, and it's a superb pass. It's a good save from Mata El Salir with an excellent pass, the Egyptian skipper. And it was the second half substitute Rafat who was denied by Mata, and it's just an Egypt corner. But a very good side of the Lebanon goal for Rafat. Takes a good touch out of his feet. Doesn't get the power though, or the direction to overly trouble Mata. And another save for the Lebanon goalkeeper. 7 attempts on target now for Egypt. Lebanon did have their one solitary attempt at the Egypt goal in the second half, and that was a really strange choice of trying to go direct for goal from more than 35 metres. Well, at least it was an attempt at goal from Lebanon. Earlier today in this group, Algeria got their tournament off to a fine start with a 4-0 win over Sudan. A couple of goals there for Baghdad Bouneja. One of my fancies for the title, Algeria. Egypt would certainly come into the equation as well, even though they're not at full strength. Just a sign of the depth of quality that Queiroz has got at his disposal. But any national team would miss somebody like Mo Salah, and there are others. But Lebanon, urged forward by the majority of the crowd inside the Al Tumama, and they have a free kick. Now this is almost the same blade of grass in which they went for goal earlier. Stand by to see what Lebanon do on this occasion. Surely won't repeat it, will they? I think this is going to be a cross. Pretty high line from Egypt at the moment. A lot of space in which to drop this in behind. All about timing here. The players in white time those runs. And Egypt, probably for the first time in the match, just scrambling to make sure they got first head on the ball there. Not seeing much of Sharif, who was very dangerous in the first half, since half-time. Good news for Lebanon, and here he is, Mohamed Sharif, Tawfiq. Afsha. Free kick. The referee, I think, was going to try and allow play to continue, and with Egypt still in possession, the assistant flagged. The referee's whistle duly arrived, and it will be a free kick here to Egypt. The referees had a quiet, efficient match. Germany's Daniel Siebert. Not easy to tie your bootlaces with big heavy gloves on, so honours for Maher Sabra. So Afsha poised somewhere around the penalty spot is where he'll be aiming. Didn't get as far as that. It's a poor free kick from Afsha. Handball. But Lebanon is certainly looking a lot more composed, I would say. A little bit of belief within their ranks that they can cause the upset. Hamdi, Lashin, Tawfiq, I think what will be key for Hashek is the fitness of his players. They've had to do an awful lot of running out of possession. I think the timings of Hashek's substitutions will be important. We'll be keeping a keen eye on those who may be flagging at this stage. Certainly in the next 10 minutes, the coach will be looking very closely at one or two just to make his mind up whether he is going to make a change of 2 or 3. He'll certainly get them. It's just, as I say, the timings. Egypt have already made 2. One enforced upon them in the first half. Handy Fatty was injured. Got a delay here now for problem for Lebanon. Rabi Ataya is flat out. So maybe Hashek will have to turn to his bench sooner than it looked like he was going to. "32 matches in all at the 10th edition of the Arab Cup, and the very first under the jurisdiction of FIFA. Ataya making his way to the touchline. No sign of a decision on whether he's going to be substituted or not. At the moment, Lebanon play with 10. 16 teams in all at this tournament. Biggest complement of teams in any Arab Cup. 4 groups of 4, top 2 in each go through to the knockout stages. I'll bring you up to speed on the games that have been played. This is only day 2 of the competition. On day 1, the hosts Qatar beat Bahrain by 1-0 in Al Khor. Iraq and Oman, the other 2 teams in Group A, played out a 1-1 draw. In Group B yesterday, Tunisia had a fine start to their tournament. They defeated Mauritania 5-1, and the United Arab Emirates edged out Syria by 2-1. And earlier today in Group D, Algeria won 4-0 against Sudan. Now this is what Lebanon weren't doing in the first half, stringing 6, 7, 8 passes together. That's nice. That is going to serve them well if they can do more of this. Hashek, the coach, would have asked for a bit more bravery on the ball, and they're showing it. It's late. Referee Siebert quick to pounce on that. Saw one for Refat. One very good chance for Refat in this second half for Egypt. Mustafa Matar's been very busy in that Lebanon goal. There hasn't been much of that from Egypt going forward. A loose pass. Outwardly, Kirosh looks relaxed. Wondering when the door is going to open to the first goal in this match for his team. Losing footing there. Didn't help Lebanon's cause at the back. Egypt unhappy with Siebert's decision there. They thought that was a little bit of a dive from Haidar, but he gets the free kick. The referee says that's enough dissent from Hegazi. Egypt coming into this tournament having lost only one of their last 21 matches. They haven't lost since 2019 in an African Cup of Nations game against South Africa. Rafat. He's run out of pitch. The arrival of Rafat, though, has taken up that left-sided attacking role away from Sharif, who is now operating down the right-hand side, essentially, with Marwan Hamdi still the central striker. Having said that, he's now going to depart and replaced by number 21, Ahmed Sayed, known by everyone as Zizou. Plays for Zamalek, midfielder, on for his 8th senior cap. Point I was making about the positional approach now for Mohamed Sharif is he's the central striker. He started off on the left, started the second half on the right, now he's down the middle. That's too long for Zizou. He's looking to bring some dash to the right side of the Egypt attack. Attempt to find him from Hamdi. Well, not too many in the 67th minute would have had this scoreline between Egypt and Lebanon. I mean, no disrespect to Lebanon for that, but there's quite a gulf between these two nations, even though Egypt aren't bringing their full strength squad here. Far from it. There's still plenty of quality. And Lebanon are very much a transitional period under their Czech Republic coach, Hashek. Now Zizou. Hegazi just too strong there for Haidar. Rather hasty with his cross, though. Egypt look better when they build up the play rather than just launching them into the box like Hegazi did there. Afsha, it's had a busy game. Along with Sharif, they've been the pick of the Egypt players for me so far. Here's Afsha again. This is nice. Zizou. Pass meant for Tawfiq ends what looked a very promising attack for Egypt. Players dropping to the turf in white shirts. Haidar was met there by the strong El Salia challenge. Egypt captain offering his apology to Haidar, who's not in the mood to accept it, I don't think, initially at least. Next up for Egypt in the group, 3 days' time against Sudan, and play their arch-rivals Algeria in the final match in the group. That, of course, means that Algeria are up next for Lebanon. So on paper, at least, their two toughest matches have come in games 1 and 2 for the Lebanese. Very smart pass. In behind that full-back area. A little bit light in that position. Oh, the referee says penalty. Had to be. There can't be any complaints here. Robert Melki's challenge, an injudicious one. And Daniel Siebert made up his mind instantly. VAR will check it. But I don't think the check will take very long. Even without the replay, this looks an absolute certain penalty. It's a lazy challenge from Robert Melki. Fatou's drifting by him. There's cover in behind, really. But he couldn't resist it, Melki. Robert Melki, one of the two brothers in the Lebanon starting 11 today. And that is a cast-iron Egyptian penalty. Two Melki brothers in conversation. Robert, the elder of the two, on the right by 2 years. He's 29. And he just wishes he could grab those last few seconds back. Meantime, it's Mohamed Afshar for an expectant Egypt support up against Mustafa Matar, who's been a very busy goalkeeper today for Lebanon. Can he provide some heroics? Referee Siebert making sure that everybody's positioned where they should be. Longish wait here for Afshar, trying to compose himself. And scores! Matar getting a decent hand to it, but he couldn't keep it out. And Mohamed Afshar finally makes a breakthrough for Egypt. Good attempt from Matar, guessed the right way, but there was enough power on the shot to get it via the fingertips and in. Fifth senior international goal for Mohamed Afshar. Now then, what have Lebanon got by way of reply? Free kick against Tawfiq. Actually, the referee's just given a throw there, as if the initial direction of the hand was for the free kick. Well, the pressure's off Egypt now. They might feel they can go on and add to that successful Afshar penalty. Certainly, Lebanon are going to have to take more risks. There's a late challenge on Matar as the goalkeeper was seeking to clear. And a yellow card for Mohamed Sharif. Well, the goalkeeper was lingering, and it encouraged Sharif to go in and make the challenge. I think he does leave a foot in here. I'm not sure now, having seen the replay. Anyway, job's done as far as the referee's concerned. The yellow card shown to Sharif. Local time in Doha, Qatar is 25 minutes to 6. And Lebanon are going to make a triple substitution. Off comes Rabi Ataya. He was replaced by Walid Shur. And you see number 7 as well, Fadel Antar. And also Nader Matar. Mohamed Haidar another of the Lebanon players to depart. First cap for Fadel Antar. Hilal Al-Helway also making way. First cap for that man, Fadel Antar.
Substitution for Lebanon.
Third cap for Walid Shur, who came on. But the much more experienced Nader Matar coming on for, well, approaching his 50th cap. Changes, bringing on a striker in Antar, the other two replacements midfielders. Treatment continuing for goalkeeper Mustafa Matar. Be more relaxed now, Kirosh and his staff, following that penalty. Seven saves this man has made in the game. Pretty much all of them comfortable. It was a running theme, both in the first half in particular and at times in the second half when Egypt got into advantageous scoring positions, but a lot of their efforts were straight at Matar. Robert Melki, well, he'll be as keen as anyone, having given away that penalty, to try and play a part at least in Lebanon getting back on terms. Where is the attacking creativity going to come from? Hashek hopes from the fresh players he sent out there in that triple substitution. Will it make a difference? Assi. Likes that diagonal, doesn't he? Mahmoud Hamdi trying to pick out Zizou. Saw Qatar yesterday use that long diagonal to very good effect at times. Lashin to Hegazi. Hegazi looking a touch nervous on the ball there. More than a touch. Invites Lebanon forward. Now, can they ask a question or two of that Egypt defence? Good work from Tawfiq. Just laboured Lebanon when they try and build an attack. It's very slow. Don't have the pace and the movement to really put Egypt out of the comfort zone. Tawfiq. Sharif. Well policed there. Lashin. Good-looking ball. Can Zizou get on the end of this? Al Zain with a clearance. It's all he could do. Lachine. Way beyond teammates, waiting for a cross with less height in it than that from Lachine. Ten minutes plus time to be added on for Lebanon to get what would be, frankly, a surprise equaliser. Had only one attempt at the Egypt goal, a very, very ambitious second-half free kick from 35 metres or more, which sailed high over the Egypt crossbar. Nothing on target to trouble an unemployed Mohamed El Shanawi in the Egypt goal. Egypt are going to make a double substitution, and Lebanon another of theirs in a moment. Marwan Daoud will be coming on shortly, I think. Or it may be Omar Kamal. Yes, Omar Kamal will be joining us shortly. And also Osama Faisal. Hassan Shaitu will be coming on in a moment for Lebanon. There'll be the changes once we get our next stoppage. See the players down there already. We have a wonderful commentary position here, high up, right on the halfway line, affording an excellent view here of this quite magnificent Al Tamama Stadium, will be used for the World Cup Qatar 2022. There'll be 8 stadia in use for the World Cup. 6 of them are being used here. The arena where I was yesterday for the hosts' first game, Qatar, 1-0 win over Bahrain. The Al Bayt will stage the final in a little under 3 weeks from now. But the World Cup final will be played at the Lusail Stadium, which is not being used for this competition. Egypt in control of the ball, in control of this Group D match. As you can say about a team in control at just 1-0. Here come those changes I was mentioning. Shaitu coming on for Maher Sabra. Tawfiq making way for Omar Kamal. And the final arrival for Egypt off the bench here, I say final at least for now, is Osama Faisal. Just checking to see who's going to make way for him. It's going to be Mohamed Sherif, who had chances to get a couple of goals in the first half. He was very lively. Hasn't been involved so much in the second, but he's played in all areas of the front line. Sherif, opportunities for others now to shine. First cap for Faisal, by the way, the striker wearing 19, replacing Sherif. Another uncapped player came on just moments ago, Omar Kamal. Robert Melki. That'll be a yellow card for Mansour, the captain. Knew what he was doing there, Noor Mansour. Referee, no doubt that was worthy of a yellow. One of the more experienced players, of course, in the Lebanon squad, over 50 caps for Mansour. Big moment for Kamal, first senior cap. One occasion that will very much stay firmly in the memory. As I said earlier, opportunities for these Egyptian players to come on, the rookies, and impress Carlos Queiroz and try and put themselves in a position where they might be challenging for a place in the African Cup of Nations squad. Tournament to be played in January. Here is Kamal. Assi nearly gave that away to Faisal. Well, they have given it away now, Lebanon. Really sloppy at the back. Kept in well by Zizou. Support from Kamal. And Egypt have a corner. And they also see the clock tick into the 88th minute. Egyptians looking to put the gloss on the performance with another goal. Zizou will take the corner. Nicely flighted corner too. Nobody able to get a telling touch. Passed the ball very well today, Egypt. Queiroz will be pleased with that department of his team's performance. Like the movement as well. There's always been an option 2-3 for the player in possession. They've worked this Lebanon team in all areas of the pitch here at the Al Tamama today. Lebanon have worked really hard to keep it down to 1-0. Lebanese change. We'll see the arrival of Jihad Ayoub coming on to replace the captain, Noor Mansour. First senior international cap for Ayoub. So we're seeing a lot of debutants at this level of the international game in the last few minutes. Always likely that will be the case, with the two benches carrying 12 players who've not played for the senior national side. Game management really now for Egypt. I think they're well equipped to do that. Here's Kamal. Lucky to hold on to possession there, Egypt. Here's Zizou. Trying to look for a little trick. Inviting ball away by Robert Melki. Now George Melki. Another hopeful ball Just trying to get in behind that Egypt defence, needed to be precise, that one. And George Melky offers his hand of apology. And a minimum of 7 minutes of stoppage time. Well, we played about 7 minutes without it on time at the end of the first half. We're going to have a minimum of 7 here. Egypt have racked up to 16 attempts at the Lebanon goal today, 8 of them on target. One that's counted, of course, that penalty in the second half for Mohamed Afsha. And just that single attempt from Lebanon early on in the second half. Nothing at all to trouble El Shenawi. Afsha. Cross looks for Faisal. It's comfortable defending, at least for now, for Lebanon. Crowd at the Al Tamama, a lot of them urging Lebanon forward to surprise equaliser. It would be total surprise if Lebanon score in the last few minutes of this match. It's been all about chasing possession and defending stoically to keep the scoreline down. Foul by Zizou, though. It's not what Queiroz needed. Just looking down to the technical area when Zizou gave this free kick away. Queiroz put his hands on the top of his head because it invites unnecessary pressure. Now then, Lebanon. Can you steal a point? Steal with a capital S. Nicely flagged free kick. No direction on the header. Might have been Ayoub, number 5, who met it. Let's see, amongst the crowd. No, it was El Zain, I think. Just in behind Ayoub there. Yeah, El Zain has taken over the captain's armband from Mansour after he was replaced. Couldn't direct the header. It's a half chance at least for Hashek's team. But Lebanon have doubled their attempts at the Egypt goal through that El Zain header. They are certainly in a transitional period, though. This is all part of the steep learning curve for Hashek himself, still really to get his feet firmly under the table. Only took over last July in a one-year contract, Hashek. Still finding things out about his players and looking to introduce some new ones. The chance to introduce new ones was really placed upon Queiroz with so many of his star names unavailable. But you can see how well coached they are. Afsha thinks about the shot. Needed binoculars to see the Lebanon goal, but they've got a corner out of this, Egypt. As we're into the 5th of the 7 minutes added on. Doesn't look as though it's going to happen for Lebanon. A very late entrance into proceedings here for Ayman Ashraf. Had an excellent game, Mohamed Afsha. Might even get man of the match. If only for that, but apart from his successful penalty, it looks as though it's going to get Egypt over the line to all 3 points. I think he's been looking to prompt, he's had a quickness about his game. Kiros will be very pleased with his performance. Ashraf, one of the more experienced players beyond 20 caps, has come on to replace Afsha. Another of the Al Ali contingent, Ashraf. Plenty of red shirts to hit with the cross here. Free kick. Going against Lashin. And we've got 90 seconds or so remaining. Not much time to play around at the back. This is going to have to be launched straight into the hands of Egypt. No way through for Zizou. Wants to continue to be in charge of this Egypt attack. Now it's with Kamal. It's nicely done. Can he measure the cross? Not enough height. Looking for Faisal. Egypt about to keep up their excellent recent record of keeping clean sheets. Zizou. For those Lebanon players who've been out since the start, these are very hard yards. Seven minutes that were added on are almost up. Daniel Siebert's had a couple of brief looks at his watch. Did have a couple of substitutions in added on time, so we play on. Faisal denied, good defending by El Zain. The German referee says that will do for Group D. In the first match of this 2021 FIFA Arab Cup at the Al Tumama Stadium in Doha. It finished in a win for Egypt. Absolutely dominated the match. Lebanon did well to keep it down to that scoreline. Egypt won, Lebanon 0. Mohamed Afsha's successful penalty doing the job for Egypt, who on this showing are going to be competitive, I think, in this tournament. Also been a win for Algeria in Group D. Defeats for Sudan and Lebanon. What a wonderful sight the Al Tumama Stadium is as darkness has descended in Doha.
Today's man of the match is number 4, Amro El Souria of Egypt.
محمد شناوي ألف مبروك. منتخب مصر يفوز بصعوبة، لكن هناك شخصية المنتخب اليوم، يعني هناك فرص عديدة، لكن منتخب أيضا لبنان قدم مباراة كبيرة لأنه كان يريد أن يؤكد أنه موجود في البطولة.
طبعا الحمد لله بشكر طبعا اللعيبه النهارده ادوا اللي عليهم ونفذوا الكلام الجهاز الفني. احنا ضيعنا النهارده كتير جدا في الشوط الاولاني وضيعنا الشوط الثاني، ما كانش معانا توفيق النهارده. احنا لو كان معانا توفيق كان النتيجه كانت هتطلع اكبر من كده، بس احنا نلعب برضو منتخب محترم. انا بقول للاعيبه انتوا كنتوا رجاله، وبشكر الجمهور اللي جه النهارده حضر النهارده وبيشجعنا. ان شاء الله اللي جاي يكون احسن ان شاء الله.
الدخول في البطولة بفوز أول يعطي معنويات كبيرة لمنتخب مصر، المرشح أيضا الكبير للفوز بالبطولة.
اكيد طبعا احنا بالنسبه لنا كان اول ماتش لازم يكون فوز بالنسبه لنا عشان الماتشات اللي جايه. ده كان بالنسبه لنا كان الهدف بتاعنا اللي احنا ناخد الفوز، والحمد لله اخذناه. ان شاء الله اللي جاي يكون احسن، وان احنا مركزين في البطوله، واللعيبه ادت النهارده اللي عليها، والحمد لله على كل شيء. شكرا.
اللبناني شوي يعني ما كان مثل الشوط الاول. كيف شفت هذه المباراه؟
اول شيء بدي اقول الله يعطينا العافيه الشباب، لعبنا ماتش هيدا اعطينا كل شيء عنا. بالنهايه هذا هو الفوتبول، اجى الفوتبول من ركله جزاء مثل ما شفت. هبطنا بدنيا شوي، بس هيدي امكانياتنا، اعطينا كل شيء عنا والحمد لله رب العالمين.
اعتقد يعني اديتوا مباراه حلوه، لكن اعتقد اللياقه شوي اثرت عليكم.
اكيد عملنا ماتش كثير كبير مثل ما شفت، بس اللياقه البدنيه هبطت شوي. هلا ان شاء الله بالمتوش الجايه بنعوض.
كيف شفت اداء المنتخب المصري؟
غني عن التعريف، منتخب مصر معروف عالميا. بدي لهم مبروك، هارد لك للبنان، ان شاء الله بنعوض المتوشه الجايه.
يلا موفقين ان شاء الله كابتن، يعطيك الصحه والعافيه.
Thank you very much for coming. We're just going to say goodbye, really.
Good game, the first half. But second half, what happened about your team?
I have different opinion. We was first half disaster. We only defense, we kick the ball out and we don't play football. And the Egyptian team have many chance for score. Second half he was much better. He don't have chance, no one chance for score the goal, only penalty. That we lose the game, but second half we play much better and that we receive the goal. But congratulations for the Egyptian team. He a very good team. I think he is one of the best here, and he maybe win this Arab Cup. But for us, we missed the first half. First half we not played. That we only defense, only kick the ball out. That is problem.
What do you think about second half, coach? But they play the people see the first half for Lebanon. It's good game. But
yeah,
what
but
do you think?
maybe people yes, but I'm about coach. I was not happy, and the player he didn't keep the ball. We didn't keep the ball, and we have too much. Egyptian team have too much chance for scoring. That is a problem for me. I was hungry in the halftime. We not play. We only kick the ball out. Second half was much better. For me, it's much better.
Thank you, coach. Thank you. Good luck.
Well, that was a very honest and gracious interview from the Lebanon head coach, Ivan Hashek. Clearly not happy with the way his players didn't keep possession in the match, in which Egypt dominated. And look at the attempts from the Egyptians as opposed to their opponents. Absolutely nothing on target from Lebanon. That's going to have to improve, but it's not going to get any easier for them. They've got Algeria next in Group D. But certainly they did very well to keep the scoreline down to just 1-0. So, Group D underway at the very impressive Al Tumama Stadium in Doha for Egypt and Lebanon. Egypt not here with their full squad, their European-based stars not available, nor too the players from Al Masry and Pyramids. So something of a makeshift squad for Egypt. And Mohamed Sharif with a first-half chance, always stretching, a very promising striker. And the first of many saves in the match for Mustafa Mata. Egypt dominated the ball, liked the variety in their attacks. But there was a developing theme in terms of Egypt's attempts at the Lebanon goal. A lot of them straight at Mata. But they just couldn't stem the tide, Lebanon. Egypt were crawling all over them at this stage. Sharif, again, another effort where the goalkeeper barely has to move to make the save. Just wondered whether it might be a matter of time in the first half before Egypt made the breakthrough. Captain Amir El Solia trying his luck from outside the penalty area, but again, doesn't have to move too much to make a routine stop. Mata into the second half now. A lovely ball here from El Solia, set up a chance for second half substitute Refat, and that was a good save from Mata. But again, it's pretty much straight at him, in fairness, from Refat. But here was the moment of the match when Fotu was taken out by a lazy challenge from Robert Melki. Cast iron penalty. Mohamed Afsha stepped up, goalkeeper Mata got a hand to it at the pace of the shot, and he couldn't keep it out. And the penalty from Afsha proved decisive. Lebanon couldn't find any attacking prowess. Egypt 1, Lebanon 0. So here is how Group D looks. Algeria on top by virtue of their goal difference and that handsome win over Sudan. But the two favourites to emerge from Group D already sitting pretty in the top two positions. Lebanon and Sudan have a lot to do going forward. So the fans depart from the wonderful Al Tumama Stadium. They'll be back for more matches in this 10th edition of the Arab Cup, the first under the jurisdiction of FIFA. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage today. From myself, Kevin Keatings, and all the team, until the next time, it's goodbye.